Okay, so we've been cutting these roadways out so it gives them a little bit more sunlight, because we've had a lot of rain, and the rain is getting these roads soggy, a lot of growth. Trees are growing really fast, especially smaller trees, and we don't maintain it. It gets out of hand, and before we know it, we can't drive through here. And someone asked, why do you have the roads up through there in the first place? Well, it's kind of simple. We have a lot of roads up through the forest. Number one, so we can enjoy the forest, not just the pastures, but also it allows accessibility for the fire department or the forestry service in case there's a forest fire. It gives them access to be able to fight a fire and to literally access close to half of our farm. And one of the roads I have, they can go up almost to the top of the mountain. So all that makes a big difference, and also helps protect not only my property, but the properties next door as well. Because if a fire gets out, and the Forestry Service has the ability to fight that fire better because we have accessible roads through the forest. These are not gravel roads, these are grass and dirt, that's it. And we have to maintain them, or all that road will be filled with small trees. This is southeast, and we're like a semi-tropical rainforest here. So it's not going to stay a road long if we don't keep it maintained. And if we don't, then it'd be so thick with trees, small trees, you won't be able to walk through it. And then once it gets big enough, like we have it now, the trees, you can see the roadways stay fairly clear. I actually mow it. That's how we maintain it, we mow it. And that keeps all the rest of the trees around the edge going up like a tunnel, and it creates enough shade where eventually you don't have to have as much to mow and to maintain. But it also, that tunnel will close in and you won't be able to get in there if you don't keep it trimmed out. Still have a lot of trimming to do. But we're going to kill two birds with one stone, as people might say. Some of the twigs that we cleared out today, I'm going to use those in the garden to stake the garden that we planted in June, a late garden. And that's going to come in very beneficial, having all these young trees that are cut up into sections that we can stake our vegetables with. Okay, I decided to take a detour, and the reason I decided to take a detour is because it's getting that season where we're starting to see something happen that is one of my favorite things, and that is eating blackberries. It's June, late June, and here in the western North Carolina mountains, we're a few weeks behind in the season compared to people down, say, in North Georgia. Just 2-hour drive from here. Our elevation is higher, the weather's a little cooler, and but we have some amazing blackberries this year. I want to show this to you. Hold on. And so I had to get off the tractor for just a moment. I want to show this to you. It is gorgeous blackberries this year. Now, There are not many of them that are black yet. But just take a look at all these blackberries. And there's thousands of vines here on the property. Here's a black one right here, as you can see. Awesome. They're all over, as you can see. Look at this. Look at all these blackberries. Red berries mostly. Here's a few black ones. A lot of blackberries here. Now, you see I have all this cut, but I have a section here that I didn't cut. And the reason I didn't is because last year after the middle of the summer, I let this grow. And the what we call primocanes, which is the blackberry's first year. Second year is called the floricane, when they put out the flowers and they make blackberries. It's hard to see in the camera here, but this field, it's a huge field. I just let the weeds grow. The trees grow this fast. This is a locust tree that's higher than my head. That's how fast the trees grow here. This is what we call a primocane. There's no blooms this year. This is a first year blackberry. Next year, this will have flowers on it, and we'll call it a floricane. And when the floricanes bloom, okay, so you can see here's the primocane. This don't have any blooms on it. But look at what the floricanes have done this year, and look how plentiful these berries are. And this is all throughout this entire field. I have probably the size of a football field worth of blackberries here. And I did that on purpose. And you see these blackberries. And yes, I'm eating them. Look at the juice. Of course, I don't have to wash these off. I'm very comfortable eating them right off the vine or the cane. There's a few getting ripe now. These are the first ones this year, 2023. And the first ones I get to eat. Beautiful berries. Look at all of them. I'm gonna try to zoom. I'm not gonna go all the way in there because I don't want to. Chiggers, you can see them all through the field. We're gonna have bukus of blackberries this year, and I'm very, very happy about it. You can see them everywhere. Amazing, huh? Okay, so it's time to get this load of sticks down to the garden so we can get ready to start staking these beans and butternut squash and cucumbers. And it's at that time of the year, or that time of the crop, that we got to plan ahead for the next phase, and that's when they start growing and climbing. That whole field up there is full of blackberries. And yes, I ate enough just now while I had the camera off to make my belly happy, my taste buds happy. And now I need to drink about a gallon of water. Look how healthy these walnut trees are going. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, let's get down here to the garden and see how well everything is coming up. I know that we've had rain for a solid week. I have not been able to work the garden for over a week now, or right around a week. And we've had constant rain every day. It's been too wet to get in the garden. I'm not going to get in the garden again today because it's still too wet. Wait for it to dry out just a little bit more. And but I am going to bring these sticks down and get them prepared for what I can do tomorrow when I stake out the garden and make it beautiful for the plants. They're going to love it. Have a place to grow. Instead of growing across the dirty dirt, they'll have the ability of growing up sticks and the trellises that I put together, and they're going to love that. I see green beans. Green beans are looking amazing. Wow. Don't know if you can see it or not, but let's see, right there under that log, hanging on that fence post, is a big black hornet nest. Hornet nest for black hornets. If you can see it, the gray area. That's right on the ground level, right between that post and the ground. That's just where I have some fence posts stacked. I'm not going to get too close. You can see it right there. You didn't know that was there, and you started moving those posts, you would be in for a hurting. That would hurt.